Health New Zealand is warning nurses that their decision to turn down extra shifts next week could actually be illegal. So the nurses' organisation has told their members to just work their contracted shifts next week, nothing more. Health New Zealand says that could be unlawful because it's a refusal to do something that is a normal part of the job. With us now is employment expert Max Whitehead. Hi, Max.
Hi, Heather.
Is it unlawful?
No, this is lawful. I mean, you'd think the minister would even know that because he's an ex-employment lawyer. I used to come up against him quite a bit. So no, it's lawful for them to take a strike with this. The other factor is nurses do have the right to say, I don't want to work overtime. And they do have that right. But obviously they have a duty of care to their patients, and that's conflicting for them. And, of course, they do have to sit there if their shift relief doesn't come in. And, look, that must be hell on earth for those poor nurses. And, look, Heather, the whole winter went through and they got an extra payment to try and cope with all this extra work they've got. But there doesn't seem to be any effort on this behalf of this government or Mr. Andrew Little, the minister, to try and get more nurses in through the borders and get them into New Zealand. It just seems like I really do empathise with their frustration.
Yeah, totally. Max, I mean, obviously, covering the odd shift here and there is a normal part of most of our jobs, and it would be pretty unfair if we decided that we weren't going to do that anymore, right? You rise to the challenge if you're part of a team. But where does that go from being a normal part of your job to actually being excessive?
And that's the grey area. Now, anything that is excessive and could mean a lot of fatigue is obviously a health and safety factor. Now, the Employment Relations Act has got it in there that a person's or a union could take strike action if, in fact, there was a health and safety reasons to justify it. And so there is provision within the Act to do that. For the DHBs to stand up to the nurses and say, hey, this is illegal, I just can't understand where they come from, because the Act is very prescriptive that if it's health and safety reasons, well, they've got grounds. And look, a nurse has done excessive overtime. Well, I think they've got very, very good grounds to say, I've had enough.
Yeah, Max, thank you for that. Max Whitehead, employment law expert.